there is a relationship as far as the hormones that are in the human body to developing fibroids. The two important hormones that we need to talk about are estrogen and progesterone. So in the human body, when we're looking at a woman, your body produces progesterone and estrogen. The estrogen is usually produced from your ovaries, and its role on the uterus is to basically help it to grow. Because later on in life, the body is supposed to know that your womb or your uterus is where the baby is going to grow. So your estrogen is going to be produced a lot when you reach puberty or at the age of about 10 or 11. When you start producing estrogen, that is around the same time when you're going to start having your periods. So you will realize that many of the women start experiencing their periods at this age. So whenever your uterus is exposed to estrogen, especially during your periods, it experiences a degree of growth. So what happens later on in life, the more the uterus is exposed to estrogen, it starts having abnormal growths, which is what we call fibroids. If you happen to have a lot of estrogen exposure without it being interrupted by progesterone, which is another hormone found in the human body, you are at a higher risk of getting fibroids. So this is what usually happens in women who have fibroids. They, in some cases, not all the time, you could have started your periods at the age of 10, and let's say you decided to conceive at the age of 30. So roughly you have had estrogen exposure for 20 years, and this is uninterrupted. So it means your uterus has been growing, having these growths, and without the counteractivity of progesterone. So you're at a risk of getting the fibroids. Or in other women, you could decide that I need to have children, but I need to space them. And you decide to go for a contraceptive that is having only estrogen. And the contraceptives that are common, that have estrogen alone, are the pills, the ones that you take every day. There are pills that are combined. They have estrogen and progesterone. However, there are others that have only estrogen. So you should make sure that you inquire from your healthcare provider about your pills. So when you take these pills and you have already been exposed to estrogen before, it's an additive effect. So you're at a risk of getting fibroids as well. That's what we mean that a lot of estrogen exposure poses you at a risk of getting fibroids. In some people, it may not happen, and in other people, it could happen. So I'd like to let you know that your signs and symptoms can be managed and you can lead a meaningful life. At Zuri Health, we are more than willing to support you and treat you and hold your hand through this journey. Please chat with a doctor on 0756 551 551. Looking forward to hearing from you.